Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran doing Fire Emblem Heroes, talking about Berkut, the Grand Hero Battle Champion that most recently came out, and let's just get this out of the way right now. Yes, I say Berkut, as in burr, and cut, as in scissors, not Berkut. His name is French, but there's nothing I can find on the inner tubes that suggests that it should be Berkut. He's not cute at all, although those little black fangy thingies above his ears are an interesting fashion choice. They don't even stick out much. I don't know. So anyway, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. If I'm really wrong, I am very sorry. But like I said, everything I found points to it being Berkut, and I slur things, so it ends up becoming Berkut pretty much most of the time. So I don't even say it right according to me. So this continues a trend of Fire Emblem Hero Great Battle champions that with names I just can't pronounce. I mean, Clarice, jeez. Anyway, you know, we're not here to talk about my pronunciation. We're here to listen to my thoughts on Berkut here. We see me going through the Tempest trial. The Resonating Fangs Tempest trial is going on right at this moment. And so I figured I'd go and put him through his paces. I didn't want to put this team in here as early as I did, but turns out whenever you're not paying attention, even a team of Bridelia and all of her wonderful backup singers are just gonna die very easily, and I died to the Hector that was up here a little bit ago. So yeah, now Horsey Emblem's in here. I tried to use Berkut as much as possible just to see how things went. I didn't throw away chances of getting through here based on that, because after all, he is supposed to be in a team. And I don't have the horsey stats up here. I have the PvP team I put him as a part of. We'll talk about that whenever the video gets there. But as far as how he performed within the Tempest trials, I was very happy with him. I have to be honest with you, there wasn't a time, not even one, that I went, oh man, I wish I had Camus. I didn't have to think that. I didn't care about that. This is a mostly typical Horsey Emblem team. I may have ran Reinhardt instead of Camus because of just trying to balance the colors this early in a Tempest trial, you know, without knowing what's coming up. But other than that, and I would have ran Reinhardt instead of Camus. It's not like that was a complete... Yeah, it's not because of Berkut at all. But for using him, he did very well. I enjoyed using him. He was fun. You could see how I kitted him out. I gave him a Rider's Bane, and he has repositioned. Surprise! He still has Rising Flame. I'm still building him. He only has Quick Riposte 1, but with a healer in tow, that's plenty. And I don't think he's ever going to get Quick Riposte 3. I don't think I'm going to make him a staple in my PvP teams or anything like that. But I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And Death Blow works very well for him. There's no reason to give him... You could give him something like Life and Death, but then you're ruining his defenses, and that just doesn't work out well. You could do Swift Sparrow, and it won't really get him... It'll get him about as many kills as Death Blow does. You'll get a couple of extra that you would need the speed for. You're losing a couple that you needed the actual raw damage for, that you are already hurting. And, well, other than that, I mean, I don't know, it just, Swift Sparrow is expensive. I have one hero that has bad IVs that has Swift Sparrow. I have two heroes that have bad IVs that have Swift Sparrow, and I don't want to get rid of either. So, much to Berkut's chagrin, I suppose. My chagrin, because, you know, I'm keeping the guys around. Berkut doesn't care. It's a honey badger. But anyway, Death Blow is great. Quick Riposte is great. I'm just going to go ahead and get him his Ward Cavalry that he comes with as for his C slot and just run that. Having those spur armor buffs are really nice. And there's even one in here. Elise has one on her right now. She, my little cinnamon bun there, does have Wrathful Staff, so she's a good backup mage in a way. And I used that a couple of times already. Xander's pretty decent for support, and I don't know, it's Frederick didn't really have any chance to shine during this run, but that's okay. It wasn't about him, it was about Berkut. And like I said, I enjoyed him. He was good. He performed. I knew his weaknesses going in. I obviously already posted a video about how to build him and about how to use him. I knew what to do with him going into this. It was not self-discovery. It was just pure application. And using him in the ways that I described, letting enemies come to you, or going out and making sure that you can kill something whenever you stand out there, and then you're going to take a pummeling and you know it. Whenever you use him in that way, he's absolutely fine. And later on, you'll see how he performs in a PvP team. Spoilers, it doesn't go well. But as far as his PvE content, he's wonderful. And I can see me using Berkut in a few Grand Hero battles and a few other special maps coming up. It's going to be a hero that I'm probably going to turn to often whenever I need to have a Camus that actually has a decent resistance. And it seems like, oh, well, if you have distant counter, you're able to retaliate. And yeah, this guy's kills go through the roof once you put distant counter on him. About 66%, maybe 2/3 of the heroes in the game, all of their stats jump whenever you put distant counter on them. I have a Drog with distant counter. I have a Zephiel with distant counter. Aside from a couple other things that are different, they basically have the same kill record. It's a complete cop-out to say, oh, well, distant counter's great, and it is wonderful that it's on the weapon. I'm not dismissing Camus at all. But what I am saying is that if you put distant counter on this guy, he's gonna do it. He's going to do it. He's gonna do it well. It is a shame that he is gonna be stuck at the 48, just like Camus is. But when it comes down to it, Camus is not an unstoppable force. Berkut's not an unstoppable force. Xander's not an unstoppable force. Elise is pretty close to being an unstoppable force. Although right here in this match, I sacrifice her, and I regret it. It should have been Frederick. But anyway, you need to have the horse emblem buffs. You need to have that support, and a simple goad horsies is going to protect you really well and give Berkut that extra damage. A simple ward horsies is going to do wonders, and if you actually have the hone and the fortify horsies and you use them, hey, that's great. Actually, having those on Horsey Emblem is great. Armor Emblem, I'm a little on the fence on that about. But, I mean, seriously, it sucks he has 22 speed. It is terrible. I'm not saying this is a good thing. But, when positioned, I've only been caught off guard a couple of times. There's only been a couple of times where I've been like, oh my gosh, he died, I didn't expect that. I mean, every time I put him somewhere, I'm like, okay, well, actually, this is coming up to a hard spot right here, because I'm just like, things aren't going well. And here's the thing, in PvE content, I mean, look at that, he took 20 damage. Okay, you'd be like, oh, well, he should have taken 10. Well, you know what? No, I guess if you're already saying the shoulda game, no, he should have distant counter. He should have had advantage and distant counter on his weapon, and now I'm just getting ridiculous. Well, yeah, don't worry about the shoulda game. Worry about what he does. 31 defense is great. He's able to go over there and deliver more. You do need to worry about some things here, and you see how I'm going to take care of things here in a moment. But, Elise's death in 3, 2, 1... There we go. Killed her. Anyway. Okay. Sorry. I was recently seeing a bunch of people talking about Camus and about Berkut. And, hey, if you have both of them sitting on your bench and you have 20k feathers, I'm going to tell you to level Camus. Or unlock his potential, rather. That is what I would tell you. But, if you're sitting here saying Berkut is garbage, that he should be warming the bench next to Alphonse, that does not seem to be the case. And I think it's mostly owed to the fact that you lose some attack compared to, say, our favorite bench lord, but you have that extra distance. You could actually go that one extra step, and the horsey buffs are so wonderful. That has helped me out a lot during this run. And so now you're going to see this whole Horsey Emblem team fail, and I cut the video after this. I don't show you how I pwned them with the next team. I'm just keeping it about Berkut, but... So they fall apart here, and it's because I have them all separated and have them all charging in like idiots, but for the way I started, yeah, it's sort of what I did to myself, so don't feel bad for me, Argentina. But anyway, I decided to give Berkut Rider's Bane, because when it comes down to it, with that and Death Blow 3, he's handling all but one horse. One horse is going to kill him. Bet you could guess who that is. Otherwise, he kills all the horses but 2 or 3? He has draws on them and they're favorable? Otherwise, and with if I were to get rid of Quick Riposte and I were to put a Swordbreaker on him, he's going to take care of pretty much all the reds as well. There's only a couple there that are missing, so now you're talking about green and blue. He's going to stand against blue just fine. I can't remember all the numbers, but honestly, I was not worried about his blue matchup. He wasn't killing anyone, but I was not worried about his blue matchup. And his green, in the normal course of things, you don't intentionally throw a blue unit against green. It's nice that some people like Ike could go off color, Ryoma could go off color and be able to do well, but that's not a requisite, guys. That's sort of like saying, like, oh yeah, no, I have my Tharia and I give her a dagger and I tell her to run up and stab people. I don't tell her to use her blade tome. It's a bad example because that can't happen. But I mean, the point is that you're not always going to be throwing blue against green. You're not going to be going off color. So these are the PvP sessions, and I put him with some very popular people, and I didn't have any... I just wasn't playing PvP. I was doing Tempest trials, I was doing other things, I was leveling Berkut yesterday, so I don't have any PvP points. So I put in Delphia there so that I can get my bonus points. So I have the 2 blue, I have Ike, and I have a Bridelia. Spoiler alert, this just doesn't go well. And... I mean, you could definitely watch here, but here's the problem that I had with Berkut in this team. He might be okay as the 4th, the ad. If you already have a team of 3 people that synergize well, and look at that, he lost to Ryoma. Now, Ryoma's great, he's wonderful, but I'm blue, and I had 31 defense. No horsey buffs. He was operating completely alone in that regard. Ryoma was out of the range of the threatened attack that I got on Ike. Ryoma was out of that range, out of the range of anything that would really help him from the team. And he just soloed Berkut. That's so disappointing. Now, if I had Swordbreaker on him, which I don't have a spare able, that definitely would have rectified this situation. That's what this build needs. Quick Riposte, if you're controlling the unit, that's mostly gimmicky. And I'm glad I have Quick Riposte on him. I'm definitely going to get him Quick Riposte too, but I'm going to be pulling some blue and hoping that I get an able for Swordbreaker. I need to have Swordbreaker on him. That's what's going to help him do what he needs to do. But as you can see, I mean, like, I'm making mistakes all over the place, guys. This just was not a good series of fights. I lost all 3. Sorry about the spoilers, but here's the other one that I wanted to show you and talk to you about. Look at, okay, so I'm like trying to measure up. I'm realizing that, like, that Ryoma, I'll be fine from if I'm on that defensive tile. I was disappointed that I couldn't take out Ryoma there with my Bridelia. So I'm like, okay, yeah, 19 damage to Kagero, and that's great. Now, this is the one time that I did get surprised. Let's see us move everybody else here. I don't even know what I'm thinking at the time. I'm thinking that I wish my guys were a little stronger, because I'm worried about him being ganged up on. And that's what happens, and at first I was like, should be okay, because he's a horse, he's not an infantry, this is gonna be okay. Well, then that happens, and then this happens. Look at that damage. That's insane. I'm on a defensive tile. How did that happen? I was completely caught off guard. But yeah, there's lots of ways to build up Berkut. There's lots of things you can do to make him imposing. Yeah, I did this out of spite. I was just like, no, die. Somebody else die. Would I say promote him over Camus? No. Would I say you should promote him? Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for a good Lancer, do it. He will definitely deliver for you, especially if you need a horse, especially if you need that 3 movement, because everybody has Sharina. I really do recommend Berkut. So that's that. Hey, do me a favor, if you like our little talks, rotate your phone back to portrait mode or hit escape to leave full screen mode and click like on this video. If you like your information hot and fresh like grandma's cookies, please subscribe, and until next time, take it easy.